What monastery is that, Tom?
That's Namgyal Monastery.
That's a very sweet picture.
Yeah, he was quite engaging. Actually, all of them were. I wish I knew some Tibetan because I had no idea what they were chanting at the time.
Ah,
Should have had Chugila there.
how long ago was this?
It'll be a year in, was it just a little over a year ago?
Ah,
Yeah.
You always bring such a variety of wonderful pictures.
yes.
Well, they bring me a bit of pleasure considering I've been housebound for all this time. Thank
Yes,
you.
we can travel in our fantasy anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Joanna and Patrick.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Doing okay. How about you?
Good. We're doing, and Bodie's here too.
Yay.
Hi, Bodhi.
He's waiting for his favorite shoe.
Oh,
That's what he gets to do while we're doing our stuff.
Yeah. Well, this 15 minutes seems to go so fast, so I want to start on time, and I'm sure folks will be joining in as we go. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we can take just a moment and set our motivation and just really rejoice that we had the intention of coming together and now we've done it, and that we can use this time to do everything needed to speed our way to enlightenment, to benefit others, purifying and building up our stores of merit so that we can truly be of greatest benefit to all beings. So how wonderful that we will talk some more about calm abiding. So are there any questions? Nothing? Okay, well then let's just dive in with the recall and see how we're doing. Okay, so Geshe has talked about 3 main root texts. Who can recall the 2 authors?
Maitreya and Asanga.
Excellent. That's
Yay.
exactly right. Wonderful. Okay, and so let's start today with looking at the 9 stages, sort of where we left off last time. So for the first stage, who can remember what that's called?
Inner placement.
Excellent. Inner placement. And what is the new experience we have at that stage?
You begin to really see how many thoughts you have.
Right. You become aware of your thoughts. That's right, Joanna. Yeah. And what is the power that we use? Well, first off, how many powers are there when we talk about the powers in terms of calm abiding?
6.
6 powers. Yep, exactly. So what's the first power? The one that, we use here in the first stage.
knowledge.
No.
Right. Yep, the power of knowledge. Exactly. Okay. And then how many mental engagements are there?
4.
Wonderful. 4. And what's the one that we use here on the first stage?
Tight focus.
Excellent. Well done. Okay. So how long does the mind stay on the object in the first stage?
Oh, up to a count of 21 breaths.
Well, that's correct, because that's how you know that you've mastered it, right? When you can do that. But when you first start out, how long is it?
Just momentarily.
Right. So yeah, so both of those are correct answers. Absolutely. Right. And the other thing that I don't know how to ask as a question is that you think you're having more thoughts, but that's not correct. You're just more aware of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's stage one. Well done. Very, very good. So stage two, what's that one called?
Uh,
Continual placement.
continue.
Excellent, Patrick. Yep, continual placement. And what is the power for that one?
Contemplation.
Excellent, power of contemplation. And the mental engagement?
Is tight focus.
Right, still tight focus. Yep. And what's the new experience you gain with stage two?
Think your
But
thoughts.
when you,
Go ahead, Lamala.
Thoughts are resting.
Yeah, right. It's like conceptual thoughts are taking a rest. I love the way that Geshe had described that one of the times. He said, you know, it's like the microwave popcorn, and now it's just going pop, pop. So, yeah, exactly. Okay, so is there any space between thoughts in this stage?
More.
Right, yeah, so there's some space, yep.
Yeah.
And when you're in this stage, do you have more time on the object or more time wandering?
Wandering.
Right, you still have, of course, in stage one, you've got more time wandering, and also in the second stage, you still have more time wandering. And how do you know when you've achieved the second stage?
You can stay as long on the object as you can. Say a mala mantras.
Exactly, right. So
Not
they
just-
usually say mani mantras, but Geshe said any mantra, right? So when you can do a whole mala and not lose the object. Okay, so that's stage two. We're doing great. So stage three, what's that one called?
Close placement.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that one.
Patchy placement. Or we
Yeah.
have
Yeah, patch-like placement, patchy placement, yep. And what's the power?
mindfulness,
Excellent, yeah. And the mental engagement?
Interrupted focus.
That's exactly right, interrupted focus. So we've gone from tight focus, now we're on to interrupted focus. And what's the new experience at stage three?
Whenever your mind wanders, you can patch the fix.
That's true, but that's not what they list as the new experience. That's absolutely right, Lamala, that once you start to wander, you can patch it up.
I think it's that the length of time between thoughts is longer and the thoughts themselves are shorter.
So that's true as well. But the new experience in Liberation in the Palm of Your Hand, just for these first three, they list specifically what are the new experiences. So in stage three,
Sorry,
no, go ahead, Hemant.
you exhaust your conceptual thoughts?
Right, it's as if the conceptual thoughts have exhausted themselves. That's the way they describe it. But everything everyone has said is correct. None of those things are off the mark. Those are all stage three related things. So you recognize right away when your mind's starting to wander, you patch it up. That's correct. Geshe said before your mind was like a monkey and now the monkey is tired from jumping up and down. Your mindfulness is becoming more developed. It's not perfected yet, but it's improving. The space between your thoughts expands more than in the previous stage. The duration of distraction is shorter. So all those things are correct for stage three. Okay, so stage four, what's that one called?
Close placement.
Exactly, close placement. And what's the power there?
still mindfulness,
Still mindfulness, exactly. And the mental engagement?
still
Yeah.
interrupted focus.
Right, still interrupted focus, exactly. So in stage four, is it possible to lose the object?
No.
Right, you don't ever lose the object once you're at that stage. Can you imagine? That'd be so wonderful.
Wow.
Okay, and so in stage three, can you lose the object? Yeah, so this is where it first becomes that you cannot, right? So, okay, and so at this stage, mindfulness is the power. What's special about mindfulness in stage 4?
It's at its greatest height. It's
Right, this is where you complete it or perfect it. Yeah, it's reached its full power, exactly. Okay, and do you have sinking mind in stage 4?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and do you have excited mind in stage 4?
Mhm,
Yeah, so you still have both of those, right?
mhm.
And how do you know that you've achieved stage 4?
You can stay on the object for a much longer time.
Right, and different times are noted, so, you know, we're just saying for some time. Yeah, right, exactly. Well said, Joanna, very good. Okay, so we're doing great. We're almost halfway through we're halfway to calm abide. So, all right, stage 5, what's that one called?
Power of introspection.
Control setting.
So, yeah, there's a lot of names for this one, but Geshe had a preference for one that I did not hear.
Subdued
Controlled
placement.
setting.
Subdued placement.
Yeah, subdued placement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some places do call it that, Michael, but subdued placement, Geshe felt like was a better translation of that term. And what's the power here?
Power of introspection.
Exactly, Julie. Yep. Yep. And what's the mental engagement?
Interrupted focus.
Yep, still interrupted focus. Right. So, do we still have sinking mind in stage 5?
I think you don't. No longer.
So, right, it's kind of a trick question. So we have one kind of gross sinking mind, and we don't have the other. I mean, we have subtle sinking mind, we don't have gross sinking mind. So, and what about excitement?
We have subtle excited mind. Wonderful.
Right, right. So the gross sinking and excitement are gone now. Yeah, exactly. And between those two, the subtle sinking and the subtle excitement, which is the bigger problem in stage 5?
I think it's subtle sinking.
Right. And bonus points if you know why.
as the mind goes inward.
Exactly, right. You're drawing the mind inward, so subtle sinking is a greater risk. That's exactly right, Mama.
Is this where that can be mistaken as having achieved calm abiding? Is this that? Remember we talked about that point at some time, that people sometimes think that subtle sinking mind is like they got there. Do you remember that discussion?
I remember the discussion. Lamala, do you know which stage that is?
Let's see. I can't remember.
Okay, I can look it up.
Yeah, I should know that, but I can't remember.
I think
Nor
it-
can I guess.
All right, well, we'll find out. Okay. So because we've identified that subtle sinking mind is the greatest risk, what's important for us to focus on?
The brightness of the object?
Right, yeah. And there's several terms we used at that point, Julie. One of them absolutely was brightness, and then power, intensity, whatever word we're using to describe that. That's what we need to keep an eye on, because that's what, you know, sort of makes it a subtle sinking mind. So that's exactly right. Okay, and then Geshe had listed a bunch of antidotes to subtle sinking mind. Can anybody name a few of them?
Look at the space or get up and, bright lights, sunshine, coffee.
Yeah, right, all of those, yeah.
I particularly liked the coffee one.
Always.
And some additional ones were to just sort of cheer up your mind, like you can think how amazing it is that, you know, you have this precious human life and the opportunity to be doing this meditation. That's sort of what he said to start with. And then next is to think of the bright light, the moonlight, sunlight, all of that. And if that doesn't work, then you get up, right? You wash your face, you get coffee, you take a break. And then what did he say was the last resort? Does anybody remember?
Mixing your mind with energy and space.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Doing that meditation, that's the instructions for mixing your mind and energy with space. That's perfect, Julie. Yep. Okay, so that's stage 5. Stage 6, what's that one called?
Pacifying.
Exactly, yeah. And what's the power that we use there?
Still introspection.
Right, still introspection, yep. And the mental engagement?
Still interrupted focus.
That's right, yep. Okay, and so now between the excitement and sinking, what's the biggest challenge here in the pacifying stage, in stage 6?
Little excited.
Right, subtle excited. And does anybody know why?
Because you've done such a good job at overcoming subtle sinking mind.
That's exactly it, right? So maybe you might swing too far the other way. Yeah, exactly, right. And so how did Geshe suggest that you would stop that subtle excited mind?
I'll have to look.
So we're talking about the power of introspection in this stage, right? And so you need to boost that energy of introspection.
Right.
And then what happens with introspection in this stage?
Becomes spontaneous, doesn't it?
Right, yeah, we perfect it. Yeah, it becomes spontaneous. Yeah. So first we perfect mindfulness and then we perfect the introspection. So now we're getting to really quite a controlled mind, right? It's pretty amazing. So then we're ready for stage 7, which is called what?
Complete pacification.
Yep, complete pacification. And the power here?
Power of joyful effort.
Excellent, that's right. And what's the mental engagement here?
Interrupted focus. Oh, sorry.
Still, yeah, no, still interrupted focus. That's right. Yeah. So do we still have sinking or excited mind here?
Little bit, but this
Right.
they regularly occur.
Yeah, yeah. Very rarely. Yeah. Okay. And then we're moving on to stage 8, which is called,
Becoming single pointed.
very good. Yeah, becoming single pointed. And what's the power here?
Still joyful effort, I think.
That's right. Yep. And the mental engagement?
Uninterrupted.
Right. We've gone from interrupted for quite a while, and this is the first stage where we have the uninterrupted focus. Yep. And during stage 8, where is the most effort? Like, what time of the meditation requires the most effort? Okay, so it's just a slight effort in the beginning to sort of get things rolling, and then it sort of continues uninterrupted, right? And now we're ready for the final stage, stage 9, which is called what?
Meditative stabilization.
That's perfect, Heyman. Yeah. And what's the power here?
Geshe.
Familiarization.
Thanks, everyone. Exactly.
Please have a seat. Good evening.
So start with the 7 limb prayer. Gosum gupe gone chatzelo nyasham yutu chati malubu tomene saditun tam cheshag Kepage wanam la sheiram korwa matam badu le june dola cheki kolo korwadam dajengenan janchu chempo Another mandala offering. Saji perki shushin metog tamri nabdishi ni degen badi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwa Hido Kunam Dak Shimla Che Parshok Jetsun Lama Tampa Kenam Kiche Kukala Kense Chujinti Jita Tsampe Touche Zima La Ja Getcherki Charpa Wab to so Idam Guru Ratamadalakam Niryatayami.
Oh, yeah, very good. Sanje Chena Soje Chana Chanchu Pabonda Dagi Chushen Jebe Sonan Sanje Chena Soje Chana Chanchu Pabonda Dagi Chushen Jebe Sonan Sanje Chena Soje Chana Chanjo Bando Dane Jobson Dage Chuche Salam Dola Benja Sanje. Ni Shiva Sona Kushini, ni Shitu Zakayana, La Pembachana, La Jinji, Tendo. Kadaya da de beto na na ba ko de na so de so ma ni de cha jo se be so ja da da da. Hang ge den jen de ba jo ga ba me ba jen me ba che ba me ba da me ba wa me ba no me ba da de. Zo ba da ja ma na jo da ba da na ja de no hang ge tu se ni so ne da wa da je ba be je ya da be shun de de je. Wo dam de la ja ze o yeah, so that the current some of that. So like oh no. Oh yeah. So not sure, not able to see all of you, so I'm not sure. Using my computer, so so anyway, so not able to see all of you, but some of you, I'm not sure like how to do. Oh, here. Ignorance about technology. Oh yeah, good evening, Domasi. Good evening, Tham. Oh, glad to see you in the middle of the nuns back in Dharamsala. Good evening, Chugila. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Bodhisattva Patrick. Good evening, Joanna.
Good evening.
Ramula. Good evening, Nili. Good evening, Panditji. Good evening, Pati. Good evening, Julia. Good evening, David. Good evening, Susie. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Elise. Good evening, Alex, who's already enlightened. Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, Geshe.
Good evening. Oh, yeah. Good evening. Good evening, Ryan. Thank you for coming, Ryan. Thank you. Good evening, Helen. Good evening, Julie. Good evening, William. William. Looks like William is in somewhere in Patagonia. Ryan, I'm going to say some mantra, okay? Some mantra. Make sure that you hear the mantra. Ryan, I'm going to say some mantra. Lama dhamma jumde de de je jama dhamma 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 ya ba dhamma cha cha lo cha lo de bo lama dhamma jumde de de je jama dhamma ya dhamma dhamma ya ba dhamma ba la cha cha lo cha lo de bo lama dhamma jumde de de je jama dhamma ya dhamma dhamma Gombo ya ba dhamma ba la cha cha lo cha lo de bo jumde de de je jama dhamma ya Abaramida Punejana Sombaro was the Omosawasa Makara Parashute Damade Gangana. Samuga de Sambawa Bishute Mahana Pare, so Omnamo Pangawa. Sumboniti Tatinzora, Zaya Tatangataya, Araha, de Samia Sambodaya, Tea Tampune Pune, Mahabune, Abaramida Pune, Abaramida Punejana Sombaro was the Omosawa Makara Parashute. Damade Gangana Samgade Sambawa Bishute Mahana Pare, so Omnamo Pangawa, the Abaramida. Sumboniti Tatinzora, Zaya Tatangataya, Araha, de Samia Sambodaya, Tea Tampune Pune, Mahabune, Abaramida. Abaramida Punejana Sombaro was the Omosawa Samakara Parashute Damade. Samgade Sambawa Bishute Mahana Pare, so. Tuminchive Samatovana Tia Mela Seba Mego Sevado de Chidapa. Chimere Zenjudo Tobajo, Sarakunda Seba Mego de Tijoshin. Javanga Bella Sati Nile Kijatamiando. Chichimaka Kondaka Sosaji, Ulaja Tujeji. Namora Dantaya, Namo Aya Janasagara, Berosada, Chuara Tadamata. Araha de Samyasam Buddhaya, Namasawa Tadangata, Arade, Samyasam Buddha. Namaya Avaloki de Sharaya, Bodhisadaya, Mahasadaya, Mahakaru Dikaya, Teada, Daradara, Dire, Duruduru, Iti, which is Salit, Tada, Kosumi, Ilemilita, Abana, Yasu, Namora Dantaya, Namo Aya, Berotanaya, Chuaradaya, Tadangata, Araha de Samyasam Buddhaya, Namasawa Tadangata. Samyasam Buddha Namaya Avaloki de Sharaya, Bodhisadaya, Mahasataya. Teatom Dara, Dire, Duru, Iti, Kosumi. Ilimilati dentala abana so namara dantaya namaya janazamar. Berotanaya chuaradaya tadangataya arahade samyasam buddhaya namasawa tadangataya. Arade be samyasam buddhe be namaya avaloki desharaya buddhe sadaya mahasadaya mahamarudikaya. Teatom dara, dire, duru, iti vijay tane, Kusume, wari ilimilati dentala abana so. Javade and you the chairs and one of the land of what is a long Remochadan Dawa Bemera Doja Bakaba Sijay Jamuna Chadolo Chodo Jabo. Chunde de Jamona, Jamaya Dabazo, the Cesar Janda Dojo. Chunde de Tishavana Jamaya Dabazo, the young Major Balacha Chodo. Chunde de Tishavana Jamaya Dabazo, the Chota Janzoya Lacha Chodo. Chumde de Tisha Bada Jamaya, Zobia, Chujazo, number of Wangubachi, Chazalo, Chodon, watching Jalo, Chumde de Tisha Bada Jamaya, Menjela Bede, Javola, Chazolo, Chodon, Chumde de Tisha Bada Jamaya, Peja was a Walla Jazolo, to Jagola, the Cesar de Bengal. To son de Raja Major Beduya Chancellor. Namo Bangava de Begaze Guru Beduya Tambara Tatanga, Ara de Samia Sapataya. They are done Begaze, Maham Begaze, Raza Samoga. Guru Beduya Tambara Tatanga, Ara de Samia Sapataya, Theatre. Begaze, Maham Begaze, Raza Samoga, so Namo Bangava. Tabarazaya Tadakadaya, Arahade Samya Sambudaya, Adam Begaze, Raza Samogade, so Namo Bangava, Begaze, Guru Beduya, Tabarazaya Tadakadaya, Arahade Samya Sambudaya. Te Adam Begaze, Maham Begaze, Raza Samogade, so Namo Bangava, Tabarazaya Tadakadaya, Arahade Samya Sambudaya, Te Adam Begaze, Maham. Namo Bhagavate Begaze Guru Benduya Namara Zaya Tata Kadaya Arahate Samesa Buddhaya Te Adam Begaze Begaze Namo Bhagavate Begaze Guru Benduya Tambara Zaya Tata Kadaya Arahate Samesa Buddhaya Te Adam Begaze Begaze Raza Samoga Shibenzako the Hangi or Hulu, Shibenzako the Hangi or Hulu. Shibenzako the Hangi or Hulu, Shibenzako the Hangi or Hulu. Omanebe, Omtare, Tutare, Omtare, Tutare, Mama, Ayopone, Jana, Mama, Sambalin Jendova Chinjel, Oma Benzangoro Pemazide, 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 Oma Benzangoro Oma Benzangoro. Simjene, watch Niba, Newton, Leta, Jude, to end in the Malu, Patato, Juma, Pasha, Pama, Simjana, Gedota, Gedata, Tata Gemelam, Duju, Chola, couldn't do that, Dungana watching the Patata. Chola, when I do that, Dungana watching the Patata, Dungana watching the Patata. Okay, right, no, very good. No. Oh, yeah. So now, so last Wednesday, I explained that you requested to teach on 3 types of bodhisattva moralities. So among those 3 types of bodhisattva morality, the first one is kind of complete last Wednesday. What do you call Chugala? Ethical discipline, ethical discipline of restraining. How you say?
Yes, ethical discipline of restraint.
Ethical discipline of restraint. Ethical discipline of restraint. So, ethical discipline of restraint. So all the flesh last Sunday. So then the second one.
The ethical discipline of gathering virtue.
The ethical discipline of gathering virtues. Ethical disciplines of gathering virtues. What you do, so what you do. So as I mentioned before, bodhisattva practice or bodhisattva deeds, there are like hundreds of thousands of bodhisattva deeds. When you summarize, then you summarize into the 6 perfections So when you further summarize, then you summarize into these 3 types of bodhisattva moralities. First one is ethical discipline of restraining. Second one is ethical discipline of gathering virtues. Ethical discipline of gathering cheesecake. Ethical discipline of gathering virtues. Gewa, it's called Tibetan word, it's called Gewa. Virtuous deed, or sometimes called positive deed, virtuous deed, all same thing. Gewa. Oh. What we have body. We have body and speech. So we talk. We have body, speech, and we have mind. We think. So now, virtuous deed. These are the 3 drawers. Physical deed, mental deed, verbal deed, physical action, mental action, verbal actions. Based on motivation is the primary things. The motivation is the primary things. Based on the motivations, so then physical deed, verbal deed, mental deed, become positive or negative. It's based on the intention or motivations. So now these are called Gewa, virtuous deed. It's not that difficult to understand. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It's not that difficult to understand. It's a piece of cake. So how one can create virtue through physically. According to Lamrim teachings, when I say Lamrim teaching, that is same as according to entire Buddha's teachings, the same thing. Different word is the same thing. According to Lamrim teachings, that Lamrim kind of guides you how to become enlightened being, stages the path. Showing respect, physically showing respect. Of course, the motivations needs to be there. Without motivation, we do nothing. We do everything based on motivation. Without motivation, we do nothing. Even like drinking a tea, we have to have intentions to drink tea. You don't drink tea. So the mind has to go before every actions. Mind has to go before every actions. Without mind, we don't create any actions. We don't create any virtuous actions. We don't create any like non-virtuous actions without mind. Mind needs to go first. So then going around the stupas out of altruistic attitude or bodhicitta, that's the one way to create virtues physical virtues. Creating virtues deed through physical movement, bowing down, technical word called prostrations, prostrations, full length prostration, the short prostrations, prostrations, verbal prostration, mental prostration, physical prostrations. Even just going like this, even you are not bowing down physically, when you see the holy object, if you go like this, that is prostrations. You are creating physical virtuous deed, which is the cause for happiness, which is the cause for happiness. So we believe or we think, we believe that we can buy happiness, but actually that's wrong view. We cannot buy happiness. Happiness is a part of the mental qualities. Happiness is a part of the mental qualities you can buy. But you can produce. You are fully equipped, or you are fully capable to produce mental happiness. So cause, the virtues is the cause for happiness. So then, there's not just going around the stoop or bowing down. There's many positive deeds, positive things you can do physically. All of them are virtues. All of them are virtues. All of them are virtues. So according to Lamrim, the prostration is mentioned. Prostration has been mentioned. Full-length prostration, the short one, prostrations. So please, if you want to know the details, then you can read Lamrim, like the preliminary practice part of the Lamrim. So then you can read. If you don't understand, write it down. So when you come back to Wednesday night, so then I will answer, okay? That's the way physically able to how to create positive deeds. That's how that's called ethical disciplines, gathering virtues. Whenever you are gathering virtues, deed, it also purifies. It also purifies too. That there's no, even though there are certain practice level as a purification practice, it doesn't mean other practices that doesn't level as a purification practice doesn't mean it doesn't purify. Every virtuous deed, purifies. Okay, purifies. So make sure that you understand that. Okay, make sure you understand that. So any positive deed you do through physically, but through or how do you say through, by.
It depends on what you're going to say next, Geshe.
Through physically, by physically.
Just physically, that you do physically.
Oh, just physically. There's no through, no by. Physically. Physically, any virtuous deed you do physically, that means you are, that's called ethical discipline of gathering virtues physically. That's what it is. It's not that difficult, it's easy. Then, setting up offerings, flower, incense in front of the holy object. Actual offering, imagine the mental offerings, all of that. So like sometimes you wonder why we don't create Mary. It's so easy to create Mary. So easy to create Mary. It's not that difficult. So easy to create Mary. So then in front of holy object, you set up offerings, actual offerings that you can, water bowls, flower, incense. Physically, maybe few, 1, 2, 3, but mentally, millions in front of each Buddhas and the Bodhisattva from the 10 directions. Mentally, millions in front of each Buddha and Bodhisattva from the 10 directions, not just today, all the time, all the time. Way to create the vast amount of merit all the time. For what? To achieve full enlightenment. Why? Benefit sentient being, that's all. Benefit sentient being, that's all. So way to create a vast amount of merit, not so easy, so easy. When you do that, it gives you peace of mind. It gives you joy. It gives you joy in your heart. Makes you think that your life is worth living, worth living. That helps you to recognize that your life is precious, precious, meaningful, precious. Why? You are doing something which will eventually benefit every single breathing living being. So then every day you feel like your life is meaning, and you are doing something important, your life meanings, and you are happy, your heart is, there's joy in your heart, there's joy in your heart. Even though it's not, heart is not filled with joy, but there's some degree of joy in your heart. Then eventually your heart will fill with joy. Just imagining, physically one, mentally millions, in front of each and every Buddha and Bodhisattva from 10 directions, not just today, all the time. Can you imagine how much merit you create? Wow, wow. You create so much merit, you create so much merit, probably you have no clue what kind of positive impact on the future life. Yeah, so that's why, when you do the postrations, it suggests, it kind of advises you to multiply your body, not just one, multiplies. So this is why they suggest something like that, to create vast amount of merit, create much merit as possible. Okay, then setting up, the offering in front of, going around the fallen object and thinking, leading all family members, relatives, friends, pets, all of them leading around, you are leading them around the holy object. Then now you can imagine how much merit you create mentally. You create so much merit, okay? This is all something that we can do. It's not like something we cannot do. We can do. No, it's not that difficult to do. You just need to motivate yourself. First need to see the benefit. When you see the benefit, then you have interest. When you have interest, then you may put some effort. When you put effort, then there will be result. First, you need to see the benefit. What is the benefit of cheesecake? It tastes so good that you have interest to eat cheesecake. Then maybe you put some effort to go to Whole Foods to get a cheesecake. Then when you eat, then after that you regret. Not everybody regrets, so that it depends on you. You could be joyful or you could be regretted. So anyway, so first you have to see the benefit, then that generate interest, then that interest generate effort. So then probably, like some actions. So then there'll be result. Not just effort, like joyful effort. It's about quality, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Quality. Even just one, do it well, do it well, do it well. Physically, physically. So that's the setting up, helping other, like opening the drawer, and there are many things like opening the drawer and like physically helping others. This all ethical discipline, gathering virtues through physical. Physical, not true. Physical, that's not true. Physical. Physical. So then, verbally, if you can say prayer, you can say prayer, because prayer are all the positive words put it together. Or you could say a nice word. As I say, you could choose the better choice of word, better choice of word, better choice of word. That is ethical discipline, gathering virtues verbally. If you choose better word, or saying something nice, what is caused? Nothing. What is caused? Nothing. What's caused? Nothing. Yeah, saying nice thing, nice thing. Why I do that? To help yourself. Help yourself. If you really love yourself, that's what you should do. Be kind. Physically, verbally, mentally, be kind. So those actions has result. You will enjoy, sooner or later, you'll enjoy those results. Physically being kind, mentally being kind, loving, kind, compassionate, physically, mentally. That's what is ethical discipline of gathering virtues. That's what it is. It's not that difficult, being kind. Every day we have choice. Very interesting, then why there's a mistake here, there? Oh, because not being mindful. Not being mindful, that's all. Not being mindful. When three or four types of consciousness get together, what happens? So many things will happen based on the topic. Based on the topic of the discussions. So then not being mindful, the kind word may not come from mouth. Rather, some harsh word might come. That harsh word could be controlled. Not lack of mindfulness. So then, okay. Same thing, like once you be physically, mentally, verbally, be kind, compassionate. So that is ethical discipline of gathering virtues. That's what it is. Okay. Verbally, you could say prayer, but that prayer is not only thing. It's the ethical discipline of gathering virtues. Any positive word that comes from your mouth, that is morality. That is ethical discipline. That is morality. Not just morality, that's ethical discipline, gathering virtues. That's what it is. Then, supported by a bodhicitta, altruistic attitude, then it's become bodhisattva morality. Supported by bodhicitta. Then saying praise, 21,000 praises, praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, reciting refuge in bodhicitta, reciting four immeasurable, reciting seven limb practice, reciting money mantra, any form of mantra, Don't worry about the quantity, quality. Don't worry. Even though if you could say just one Om Mani Padme Hum a day, that's good. That's very good. That's very good. Okay. So then when it's come down to mental, then it's like limitless. It is limitless. It is limitless. When it's come down on mind, because it has no limit, it has no shape, it has no color. Because of that, it's not limit. Only thing that limits, which has shape and color and form, there's limit. When there's no shape, no color, then it's limitless. The mental is limitless. It's limitless. Physically, you have one body. Mentally, you can manifest. You can manifest many. Or then if you want to mentally, if you want to meditate on loving kind, love and compassion, which will boost bodhicitta, which will generate bodhicitta, you can meditate on love and compassion too. Meditate on love and compassion. How you meditate love and compassion? How you meditate on love? First, you need to visualize. Always begin with the close one. It's easier. Because you are already feel close. Connection is already there. It's not something that you have to build. Something you have to build, something that you have educated yourself based on a logic. Or it's not like that. No, you already have connections. Something from close ones. The moment of unhappiness, need to visualize the close one, loved one, family member, when they're experiencing unhappiness, physical or mental. When you visualize, in order to meditate on love, you have to have object. Object cannot be pizza or cheesecake, even though we say, oh, I love cheesecake. And this meditation on love, the cheesecake is not going to work. It has to have living being. Object needs to be living, breathing living being. Object needs to be breathing living being. So you could say, oh, I love tomato. I'm not sure what that really means, what it really means. Tomato, they are not being unhappy. So yeah, no, sure. Yeah, it sounds very crazy in Tibetan word. If you say, I love tomato, it sounds clearly people think you are out of your mind. So anyway, I'm not here criticizing, sorry. So just, this is not part of the teaching. Object of love, when you meditate on love, the object needs to be breathing living being, okay? Breathing living being. Breathing living being, experiencing unhappiness, physical or mental unhappiness. So then you visualize that. Then you develop the wish to may he or she for any living being. Second, then the second line for immeasurable prayer. Second line up for immeasurable prayer. Well, second line, there's two versions. Shorter version that usually we say, the longer versions mainly designed for meditations, and all of them for meditation. But the longer version is more, I say, to like emphasizing how to go deep. So instead of saying may all, you could say may my husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, grandmother, my cat, my dog, so like, because you don't have to say may all sentient beings have happiness, cause of happiness. You could just say may my mother, my father, my, if your mother is not listening, what you are giving, what kind of advice you are giving to your mother, if you are giving a lot of advice about health to your mother, if your mother is not listening, so then because of that, if your mother is going through some unhappiness, then you can visualize that. You can visualize. You can use your mother as an object of love, meditation on love. So then, of course, need to concentrate on object. So then you sincerely, genuinely, as possible from your heart, thinking about that object. So then wishing to have happiness and the cause of happiness. Then doing that again and again, not just one time is not good enough. Then why you do so many times? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Maybe some of you may have questions. Why not 1, 2, why 3, why 7? Oh, 1 maybe doing like this, but not much benefit. Maybe 7, out of 7, maybe 1 is like doing like this. 6, then probably like that, that's okay. Right from the beginning, just 1 time doing like this, no need 3 or 4, 5, 7 times. Why? Maybe no need a word at all. If you can just think, why you need to say a word? No need to say a word. Oh. So that's why like, why 100,000? Maybe many thousands. Like that, maybe like looking something like that, going like that. Then maybe out of 100, maybe a few. That's why to get that need more numbers to get that, to get 1 right, get 1 right. Right from the beginning, if you get 1 right, no need to read, say 3 or 4 times. Don't ever think, oh, if I don't say 3, maybe I create a negative karma. That's like spiritual stress that you develop. That's your ideas that you develop spiritual stress. Not saying 3 times doesn't create negative karma. Why say 3 times? To get 1 right. Get 1 right. If you manage to get 1 right, you can just say 1. No need to say 4 or 5 times. So then meditate. Object, close 1, love 1. So then slowly, when you become good at means when I say good at means you feel something. You are feeling something. You are feeling. Your love is touching. Your love is touching object. Your love is touching not just word. Your love is touching. So energy they created from meditation of love have positive impact that people can feel. People can feel. It's not like some people cannot feel. We talk of energy. That's exactly what kind of energy. Oh. Meditating on compassion, because the energy, this powerful energy created by that meditation, even the evil spirit cannot harm. They sense power of compassion. They don't feel threatened, they feel compassion. If they don't feel threatened, they are not going to harm you. Only reason they are harming you because they feel threat. Because that energy they produce by negative mindset. Okay. So then object. So then slowly when you become good at that, then you can move towards, like strangers. Then you can move towards person we call as enemy. So then it's become universal meditation on universal love. Okay. So there's one way to gather virtues mentally, ethical disciplines, gathering virtues mentally, meditations. So then, of course, start reading Dharma, reading spiritual books, thinking about spiritual practice, meditating on spiritual, meditating on love, compassion, all of that, reading, contemplating, reflections, analyzing, reflections, integrations, all of that, ethical discipline of gathering virtues. So reciting mantra, reciting 21 taras with the devotions, reciting tara mantra with devotions, with altruistic attitude. These are all good. So, okay. Make your life meaningful. Make your life meaningful and makes you happy. Makes you happy. That's true. It makes you happy. That's very true. It makes you happy. It makes you happy. The happiness doesn't come from doing nothing. Otherwise, everybody should be happy all the time. Happiness. Revisiting positive deeds. Rejoicing. The joy multiplies. Happiness multiplies. Okay, so good at revisiting something negative. What good comes out of that? Nothing. Zero. No benefit at all. No benefit at all. So studying, reading, reflections, interrogations, all of that. Ethical discipline of gathering virtues. If the motivation is bodhicitta, so then that become bodhisattva moralities. It becomes bodhisattva morality. Bodhisattva morality. Gawachudi. Today, Chukila, what time is it now?
There's still half an hour left, Geshe.
Half an hour left?
Yes.
So to summary, any positive deed, physical, verbal, mental, all of that is like ethical discipline of gathering virtues. Top of that, if the motivation is altruistic attitude, so then it's going to become bodhisattva morality. Okay. Bodhisattva morality. So making offering, incense offering, flower offering, water bowl offerings, offering, when you drive somebody begging on the street, so out of compassion, not out of judgmental mind, out of compassion. If you can give something, just give without judging. That's also, like 6 perfections, generosity, saving someone's life. Someone means, doesn't mean like human. Of course, that's the best. Human doesn't mean someone, doesn't mean just human. Could be insect, could be bugs, could be animals. Saving someone from saying something nasty things. That's also generosity. Patience. All of that, okay? Like fast 5 perfections. That's all. Basically, the bottom line, if you summarize, any positive deed through any positive deed, doing any positive deed physically, mentally, verbally, these are all called ethical discipline of gathering virtues. If those deeds powered by bodhicitta, the altruistic attitude, so that is called bodhisattva morality. Okay? So, all my friends, every day we can do, every day we can do. Small but big, kind of interesting word, but small, but kind of big means motivations. Something small, big means big refers to bodhicitta, intentions. Small refers to deed, small, big. Something small but big. Motivation, oh yeah. So that's okay. So then you could say, I live meaningful life, I live good life. You could say, I live good life. So then the mind will be happy. If the mind is good, then everything will be good. The mind is not good, so then no matter how much you possess, where you live, like it doesn't matter. So you are not okay. Mentally you're okay, then doesn't matter where you live. Even though you live in a cave, you are absolutely okay. So mind is the key things. The mind is the key. Therefore, what Shantideva said, Chila Pabjan darkness. No matter what. Samula said something different. Like someone said last time, you said something different. No matter what, you say, what do you say?
Whatever befalls me, I shall not disturb my mental joy.
Whatever?
Whatever befalls me, I shall not disturb my mental joy.
Oh, no matter what. I think you said something else. You said something. You said, no matter what. So I said no matter what, but you said like,
Oh, no matter what happens?
oh, no matter what happened to me. What is it? No matter what happened to me, no matter what happens. No. Joyful mind. Oh, that needs to be protected. That needs to be really protected. Joyful mind. So because you work for the joyful mind, you create, you develop. So, that's very important. That's very important. We all need to be mindful every day. Mind is like baby. How much care that mother put on a baby? 24 hours, similar. Mind needs to be treated like baby, treated like newborn child. Mind needs to be treated like newborn child. Need to watch all the time. All the time. Oh. Okay. We are not talking about happiness like, oh, jumping up and down like excitement. Not that kind of happiness. Deep down, always calm and peaceful. That kind of happiness we are talking about. So that can be produced by, ethical discipline of gathering virtues, physically, mentally, verbally. You can do that and do it well. And so that's definite. It's not like, oh, maybe not. No, it's definite. I have little experience. Like size of like ladybug. So that much experience, yeah, it makes you happy. It makes you happy. Then you become better and better. Before maybe you are saying something, whether you go like this, maybe what needs to be fixed, what needs to be painted, maybe that's the, then slowly you become more mindful. Then eventually while you're saying it, you're kind of happy. Wow, this is really amazing. This is amazing because the very mantra, compassion mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, the very mantra I'm saying now, according to some master or teachings, says that creates so much merit. I'm actually doing it. That's what, wow, that's really something. It's really something. Kind of like cheering of yourself, while you're saying it, kind of cheering of yourself. It makes you happy. It makes you really happy. It makes you happy. And not just thinking about yourself, well-being of yourself, you're thinking about all breathing, living beings. Wow, that's like really something. That your mind can do that. There's something that your mind can do amazing things. At the same time, your mind can do very evil things too. That's quite amazing that your mind can do something, wow, like that. Not just saying it, but understanding why you're saying it. Oh, wow, then makes you happy that you're, oh, I'm actually creating so much merit. Lama Tsongkhapa mantra. So benefit, that many like, so then you feel good, you feel really good, you feel good. So it makes you happy, okay, well, my friends. So whatever practice you can do, it will help you, it will make your life happier. No need to worry about maybe what I should do. You just focus what you do. No need to worry about, oh, maybe like, yeah, this life is not long enough to do all the practice that exists in the Mahayana Buddhism. It's simply this life is not long enough to do. You do what you can do. Or maybe you do very well Om Mani Padme Hum, just do Om Mani Padme Hum. Or maybe you do very well for immeasurable meditation, just do that. Or maybe you are very good at doing 21 Tara practice and Tara mantra and devoting yourself to Tara, just do that. Wow. Or some of you may be just doing refuge in bodhicitta practice, that's all you're doing. Well, just do that. Just do that. What could go wrong? Nothing. Nothing could go wrong. What could go wrong? Nothing. Many other practice could go, many things could go wrong. First of all, maybe there's no foundation, is not there. On top of that, you're building something you don't understand what it means. Then, yeah, so you carry what you can carry. Don't say, oh, elephant carry 1,000 pounds. Maybe I should carry. No, that's a bad idea. It may break your back. Elephant carry 1,000 pounds doesn't mean you have to carry 1,000 pounds. You can carry what you can carry. Then, yeah. Need to do something doesn't mean huge. Doesn't have to be complicated one. Could be something simple, beneficial. the reason I'm saying that, like one of the Kadamba masters said, may end up reaching this highly level practice, meanwhile not doing refuge in bodhicitta prayer. So when you desperately need it, maybe just refuge in bodhicitta prayer my practice might become very handy than touching highly level practice. First of all, you don't understand them very well. Second, there's no fun. I'm not trying to discourage any of you out there who want to do high level practice. There's good things, but my worry is touching here, touching there, then in the end, you're trying to build a house according to Chepje Sorumboche. You find nice land, you're trying to build a house, you build the foundation, you find another nice piece of land, you build the foundation. At the end, you have no house to live. You have many foundations. You are thinking they are going to build a house. Better to build one, complete one, then you can build another one. If that doesn't work out, you have another house to live in. So just building foundation, in the end, there's no house like that. To become good at in one practice could be simple as 4 immeasurable practice. I mean, it's like the base of the length, the volume of the word for immeasurable is very simple, very short. Why I say that? Buddha's lifetime, some persons just sweeping the monastery liberated. How much that person know? Very little. When you're trying to teach that person A, B, when you say A, person couldn't remember B. When you teach him B, he couldn't remember A. It takes like months and months just to learn 2 alphabet, A, B, for example. So, but that person's like managed to just cleaning monastery yard, just cleaning the monastery yard, cleaning dust, cleaning. Buddha taught 2 words. Dupong, Timapong, Dulpong, clean the dust. Timapong, stain, cleaning the dust and the stain. That's 2 words. That person cannot learn much. His brother was a scholar, well educated. Somehow he cannot learn anything. Even just telling A, B, he remember A, he don't remember B. It's not just 1 day, 2 days, 3 months, something like that. He could not remember 2 words. But sweeping, he could do. He could sweep. No need to learn. Eventually he realized, Buddha taught me killing the dust and the stain. Does really Buddha really means like just dust? Or maybe dust of attachment or anger, jealousy? He himself figured it out. He was liberated. No, sweeping the monastery doesn't look like meditation. It's not setting up altar. It's not like sitting down. It's just cleaning. So, if that's the case, then of course, reciting Mani Mantra. That's all you know, that you know it well, you know all the meaning behind 6 syllables, that you said that, dedicate, you meditate, dedicate. Very good, very good. Otherwise, but I'm not discouraging you to learn, but what I'm saying is, it's good to have something that you like say, something doable, something that you can do. Okay. So ethical discipline of gathering virtues is not just to learn, but implement it in our day-to-day life. Need to implement it. It doesn't mean, oh, need to read Lamrim all the time. It doesn't mean like that. Transform physical, mental world into something positive. Positive. That's ethical. Whoever does that, ethical. American woman, man, whoever does that, ethical. Doesn't matter what people say, that's ethical, that's ethical, that's ethical, that's morality. That's ethical, that's morality. So, you know, like ethical discipline of restraining, ethical discipline of gathering virtues is not based on belief or not based on, I say, what society thinks. It is morality. Okay, it is morality. Yeah, so much been said. So much been said. So then next Wednesday probably I could cover all three morality in one Wednesday, but so I'm just stalling. How is that stalling? I'm just stalling. So so then every day you have reason to be happy. Every day you have reason to be happy. Not just every day you have tons of reason to be unhappy, but at least you have something to be happy. Then nothing, just many things that makes you unhappy. No, every day something that makes you happy. All right? So then tomorrow is Lama Tsongkhapa day. So I had discussed with Domasi, SPC, Kadambasandra SPC, Domasi. So I suggest her to start 10 o'clock in the morning. So it doesn't mean you have to come. So I say, I don't want anybody to have spiritual stress. So don't think if you cannot come, don't think, oh, that, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Whenever you can come, just come. That's the last thing we need, feeling bad. That's the last thing we need. We don't need any of like 10 o'clock. So then I'm going to lead some practice based on Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga practice. So if you can come, you come. So then if you can come later on, you just come. Okay, you just come. Okay. So is there the plan, Domasi, tomorrow?
Yes, Geshe, that's the plan.
Yeah, because of the situations, the last time, so we put Lama Tsongkhapa statue in the middle of the center when we round. So then, there's a number of things I suggest people to do to have entire Lamrim tendency in your mind stream. So that's why I kind of listed something to do. So tomorrow I will lead some practice. I will lead some practice. If you can come, then please come. So if you cannot join 10 o'clock on sharp, then you can come in 10:30, 10:40, 10:50. So what time we stop?
Last year it took about 2 hours, Geshe, so
12.
we'll probably finish around.
Then if you come after 12 o'clock, so then we'll see next year. You can just come in. Don't feel like you have to come. Okay. No. So then any virtues deed you do tomorrow, it's because holy day, it's a special day, multiplies. In the monastery now, whole Gelek monastery has been lit up with the thousands of light. You can combine them with the Christmas light. So today was the Lama, one of the Lama Tsongkhapa's main disciples, who founded Sera Monastery. That's his anniversary. Because he can't bear the thought of losing his teacher. So he decided to go one day before Lama Tsongkhapa. So he passed away one day before Lama Tsongkhapa. So he can't bear, thought that Lama Tsongkhapa was not being present in his life. So he kind of went one day before. Chamji Chuji, the founder of the Sera monastery. So the whole monastery been lit by thousands of lights. Tomorrow Lama Tsongkhapa day. So there are a lot of lights been offering. So then you can combine that with Christmas light, then physical, then mentally, then imagine millions of light, dispel for the illumination of the light, dispel the ignorance. So, okay, so then shine light in their life, people's life. People are going through a lot of difficulties, especially nowadays. Based on virus, based on job, based on politics, and all kinds of things. People are going through so much. So just pray for all of them, much as possible, every day, much as possible. Okay. Any positive deeds, so multiplies tomorrow. Okay. So and I'll be here 10 o'clock. So then see you tomorrow. Good night, Ryan. Oh yeah, good night, everybody. Good night. If anybody watching on YouTube, then good night. Oh yeah.
Night.
Good night, Ryan. So, oh yeah, Alhamdulillah, now maybe dedications, then we'll stop.
Lama Sangye Rukyune Dowa Chikyan Malupa Dei Sala Gepasho Janshu Sencha Rinpoche Make Panam Kirkyuchi Kewanyampa Me Payang Gone Gundu Power Show Jampel Power Jita Kempadang Kudu Zampo Deyan Deshinte Dedan Kungi Jesu Dalochu Gewa Dida Tancherap Tungo Dusun Shepe Gewa Tancheki Gawa Gala Chok Tunga Pade Dashe Gewe Tsawadi Kunkyang Zampo Checherap Tungo Wari Kanira we korwe shinkambyu, pendandewa malu shumene, chere ziguan tensing yatsoi, shapi site badu tengyuchi. Jonu ie nala wang shotu, awatare tsembara sopa, ozangewe de tole pelchu, shashun kingula maso wade. Tupsu chanjin jangan gawe Tenzin kerpewe kunze do podze Chok wele muntudu Adok so dushe Kendu japten sho Mi me tse we te re si pi re wang pe yang gong chen ke pe su kapa lo san da pe ja so Om Tatu tare tu re so ha. Om 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 tare re so ha. Om tare tu re so ha.
Okay, good night. See you tomorrow and have a wonderful night.
Good night, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Good night, Geshe-la.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, Geshe-la.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Take care.
Good night, Geshe-la. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, good night, good night. Oh, nothing.